it's Liz and it's Monday, and you are about to watch part 2 of last week's video, which is Why I Love Wonder Woman. I'm recording this intro separately from the rest of the video because I was in such a mode last week that I just completely forgot to record a second intro. Basically, it stopped kind of abruptly and it's going to begin just as abruptly. It's picking up literally right where it left off, so if you haven't seen part 1, go watch that so that you understand what this is bouncing off of, and that is it. Hope you enjoy the video. The casting was amazing. Let's talk about the Amazons. The Amazons could have just been a bunch of Greek women, or a bunch of Brazilian women, or so on and so forth. But you see Amazons of all shapes, sizes, and ethnicities on this island. And that is another thing that was just it hit me because it didn't, it touched me. Because the thing is, in order for this to be a feminist piece, in order for it to be a social justice piece, in order for it to be as culturally important as it is, it can't just hit one thing. It has to hit, at least 2, if not a little bit more. And this does, because a lot of things, which we will talk about later whenever I get around to talking about the 13th Doctor, with all of these things happening, it's very easy to just be like, yes, the future is female, and soon we'll be celebrating 100 years of women being able to vote in America, and all of these things are great, don't get me wrong. But the future isn't female until it's more than just white women being presented. It has to be all women. It has to be women of different heights and different weights and different cultures and different sexualities. It has to include, all women. That is when the future can truly be female. On a closing note, I'm going to talk about why I found Steve to be an important character. To be honest, I didn't like him very much, but I didn't dislike him. It was just, he never, made me feel a particular emotion, maybe because I was so distracted thinking about Diana. Probably that. Okay, their love story is cute, and, makes some good sense, for what she, they're cute, and it makes sense that they fall in love just because she, has never, had that chance to fall in love, and he has never met anyone like Diana, and just, at a certain point, yes, they're going to like each other. The whole thing, with a lot of times, even with the female hero technically being the protagonist, the man kind of takes over what's going on, and she listens to him, and she falls helplessly in love with him, blah blah blah. You know the drill, you've seen movies. But instead of doing that, they just had her like him as he liked her, and that was fine. And the puppy dog role of hopelessly in love fell on Steve, and this is important because, first of all, Steve is very macho, he manly, muscles and stuff. He's a very masculine figure, still being able to be the helpless puppy, which is good, because a lot of times, more masculine men in movies and such are always portrayed to be like, I can't feel because I am man, and it's ridiculous. I don't know why it's portrayed like that. But he, actually, has feelings and stuff, and that's so important to me. I don't know, I liked that. I liked that he was hopelessly following her instead of the other way around. I liked that the second that he became too much of a distraction to her, she was like, bye, because she was like, look, I have a world to save. I don't have time for your nonsense, so if you are on board, great. But if you're not, you need to leave me alone, because I know what I'm doing. I know what isn't real, and I know that I can help. And she does. Oh my god. No. You know what? Steve is not the last person. There is one more person who is so important that we have to talk about as well. The scientist, the chemist who was making the gas bombs for the Germans. She was a woman. We have a woman hero and a woman villain. And you might be like, okay, so she's a woman villain. Why is this so important? Because there are two important parts of feminism. There's women can be just as good as men, but there's also women can be just as evil as men. And that hits it. Also, I like that her character never is like, oh yes, I'm doing this for, like, she's loyal to a general. That's fine. But, you know, let's be real. He was a lot more following her every instruction than vice versa. She was the genius after all. And she did it because she kind of felt like doing it. There was no, oh, she had such a traumatized childhood, and, oh, men, this, and that, or, oh, she's just, you know, blah, blah, blah. There was none of that. It was just, she was a chemist. She wanted to do something evil. And she was like, hey, this is a great place to do something evil. So she did it. Like, that's important. But also what's important is that Wonder Woman decided to save her at the end. I am finally going to talk about how Wonder Woman remains a hero. She remains a hero because it's her nature. She's good. She sees the horrors of the world and decides that people are worth saving anyways. The good and the bad, because we all have good and bad inside of us, and we make a choice every morning when we wake up. And she has chosen every morning when she wakes up to be good. And I love that. I love that so freaking much. I love Diana though. That's just me. So, I guess in conclusion, this movie hits on so many things. It hits on feminism. It hits on just social justice in general. It was such a good movie. It applies to our lives today. And I think that is what makes any sort of piece relevant and good. Especially pieces that take place in the past or were written in the past. Things that can still be applied in the present tense and we can still talk about and learn from and grow from as individuals from watching and reading and all of this stuff. Like that is what makes a good piece of literature. It's so good. That movie was so good. It moved me. I laughed. I cried. It became a part of me. I don't know if I've touched on everything that I wanted to touch on, nor do I know how articulate it was. I do know I've been rambling for 20 minutes, and we have finished. So hey, if you like that video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if in these two parts there was something that I missed, because I'm rambling. I don't have a script. I'm just talking from the heart about how much I love this movie. So yeah, you can be a bro, share. No. You can follow me in the links in the description box below, and if you really, if you haven't watched part 1, go do that. Be a bro, share this video with another bro, and if you have not done so yet, subscribe because I make new videos every Monday and occasionally other days.